Hey YouTube, today I'm going to show you guys how to conceal stuff that you don't want to be seen, like, scarring, blemishes, those are kind of obvious, dark circles, even parts of your eyebrow under here that maybe are, like, growing in, you have a few really disgusting hairs that stick out, you can actually cover those up pretty well, but before I do show you, you guys need to know the truth, and that is that sometimes you just can't cover things up, and a lot of times if that's the case, it looks a lot better to not try so hard. You see people who have really bad acne, and they try to cover it up so much with all kinds of foundation, concealer, pressed powder, but you can still see it, and you can tell that there's makeup packed over it, and looking at it makes you want to go wash your face. And I know that a lot of people understand what I'm talking about, and I have nothing against people that have acne. I mean, it's a normal thing, but if you do and you can't cover it up, then try less. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to try less, and I'm also going to show you how to cover up things that you didn't know you could cover up, if that makes sense. I'm sorry that I have my hair pushed over to the side like this. I always have to get my bangs out of my face, especially right now because I'm going to show you guys this spot. If you can see, I have a little bit of scarring right there, so I'm going to apply some primer on it. We're going to start with scarring. And this is Rimmel London, and oh, it's just one because it's foundation primer. So, yeah, and I got way too much primer. Anyway, something I don't have that I should is a stick like this in green. And the reason for that is, my dog just walked by my window. Maybe I can show you guys here in a minute. I have a basset hound. Sorry. I'm trying to get some natural lighting in here, and hopefully that'll help with the tint of my camera a little bit. But anyway, man, I wish I had a towel. I've got primer all over the place. Sorry. Just saying. Oh yeah, the green stick. The green actually cancels out red, so if you have scars that still have like a red tint to them, or, anything else, just red face, whatever, it will help a lot. I'm going to use Clinique concealer. You need to remember that concealer needs to be about 2 shades lighter than your foundation. Well, your natural skin color. I don't know if your foundation matches that, but in case you're wondering, it should. And then instead of rubbing it in, dab it in. And of course, you want to put the concealer on the target spot, not next to it, not kind of close to it, on it. And you want to just dab it. You don't want to sit there and rub it in like lotion. It actually covers it a lot better and helps blend it a lot better if you dab it. So, in case I haven't gotten my point across, don't rub it in, dab it. It'll make all the difference, I promise. Side tip, you also want to keep your face very moisturized, otherwise you'll be able to see powder and stuff a lot easier because your face will be really dry. Okay, and then normally after you put concealer on, you would go and put your foundation on, of course. If you can still see the spot at this point, don't sit there and put concealer on it over and over and over, or put a lot of powder on it, because we've been there. So what you do want to do is, after you put your foundation on, put a light powder, a loose powder preferably, especially if you have bad skin, and leave it. If you can still see it, I'm really sorry, but it looks horrible when people try to cover up stuff. Like, even freckles, like I have 1 or 2. Don't try to cover those up, especially if you have skin my color and the freckles are really dark. It's not going to happen. So, I mean, it could, but you'd also have a big blob of makeup right here that would be really visible. So anyway, that's basically it for scarring, because normally scarring is pretty easy to cover up. Blemishes, I have a little one right here, I guess. So, we're going to put primer on there. And basically, it's the same thing as scarring. You want the green stick. If you have green eyeshadow too, which I have, but I swear my phone always goes off during videos. Does it not, YouTube? I'm sorry. A little more. I like this primer because it's actually tinted a little bit, but it kind of morphs into whatever your skin color is. Don't use this foundation though. That wouldn't work. Okay, anyway. Green eyeshadow, which I have, but I don't have all the proper stuff to use it. If you want to, like, put it in kind of a liner form, like you would get it wet a little bit, and we're talking very, very minimal amount, and use it to cover it up, it will take out some of the redness. And then the same thing with the concealer. You want to put it right on the head of a blemish. And dab it. See? All gone. Okay. Your eyebrows. Primer, primer, primer. Sometimes we all don't have time to pluck our eyebrows. I know I'm a very busy person. If I don't get mine waxed for a really long time and I'm busy, I don't keep up with them and they get really bad. And then I want to cover them up. So, if you have a few hairs, it is possible. That's why they tell you, you know, if you're going to pluck your own eyebrows or wax your own eyebrows, to put concealer over the part you think you want to wax and see what your eyebrows look like. But we're going to use just a little bit of this yellow stick and put it on the dab of our finger first. Not going to apply it directly. Kind of smooth it over the area. And then concealer we're actually going to put on our finger first. And guess what? We're going to dab it. Yeah, I know, I just tried to rub it in. I'm sorry, it's a habit. If you're in a hurry, I understand if you need to, you know, rub it in or whatever, but it does look better when you dab it. And I know that that's like half of what this video has said to you guys, but it's a really good tip. And there you have it. Well, oh, under eye circles. I almost completely forgot about that. This is one of the biggest things that people try to cover up, because I get them all the time. Primer, in case you were wondering. Normally you would put this all over your face, but since I'm doing specific spots, you know. Okay, this is when this stick comes in a lot of handy, because it says it's cover concealer, but it has yellow and not regular, whatever your other concealer and color would be. So, it cancels out black. Just get a little bit. And remember, the black circles or dark circles are called circles for a reason. They actually go all the way around your eye, in case you guys didn't know that. I know it's easier to point out the part under your eye.